Alright, what's up guys? I'm getting straight to the point. This video is split into two parts, a tier list, and then the huge balance patch that was just released today. And so timestamps are in the description if you just want to skip to the tier list or if you want to skip through whatever. I don't know. Just for reference, I tried to make this video super fast paced because I know tier lists and reading patch notes can be boring. So yeah, no need to you don't really need to skip ahead this video. I go pretty quick. I'll get my opinion on whether or not the patch was a good patch or bad patch at the end of the video as well. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep the patch notes short because that's just not the point of the video, but it's also important to the video. And as always, some things were left out of the patch notes that I've already found in game. So here we go. Okay, so first are the bug fixes. So there's two really big ones, I think. This is shotgun bow, multi-shot a shotgun bow, and basically on shotgun bow, if you aim down, the spread of the arrows was literally freaking a straight line. If you looked up, they spread really far. So now regardless of the angle, the arrows will go in the same orientation they look on your screen, if that makes sense. It's basically a nerf. This issue was huge. You would lose your minted gear in arena, which was just insane. So they fixed it, thank God. It's now time for the balance changes, buffs, nerfs, whatever you want to call it. Burfs. If you know, you know. Fighter sprint cooldown changed. 6 seconds. 6 seconds less. That is really strong. That's a really good buff. We didn't learn our lesson from last wipe. Sprint was OP last wipe. Here we are again. This change is honestly solid. I think Rogue is weak right now with damage output wise compared to Druid and stuff, but it's a good start. Rogue's Cutthroat getting nerfed. Yeah, that's a rough one, bro. I think 3 seconds was the actual perfect time to kill a Warlock, and if you miss your chance to kill a Warlock in 3 seconds, then you don't deserve the kill. Now it's 2 seconds. A Warlock can just get lucky now and get away from you. Ranger's Forceful Shot. You should push targets back when they hit him in his shield. Ranger's base strength from 10 to 12, and then the resourcefulness drops. They just want Ranger to be like a stronger class. Down in the patch notes, the Force Hood now gives strength instead of Vig. So and then some of Wizard's utility got nerfed, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think that was too strong. I guess no one really brought Magic Lock. No one really brought Slow, just because these spells were just so much better. But since they nerfed most of Wizard's damage spells now, I think people will bring more utility in. Now we get to Warlock. These changes were rough, bro. Warlock's Torture Mastery multiplier changed from 3 to 2. What it means by the multiplier is the cost of spells. So this is kind of a buff. Warlock's Phantomized movement speed bonus changed from 10% to 5%. That's pretty bad. But it is what it is. It's not like a huge nerf. It's not like game breaking or whatever. But this is where it gets rough, bro. Warlock's spell costs increased. So if we boot up the game, so now looking at the new cost with Torture Mastery, which is now it's 2 times the normal spell cost, but the spell costs were increased at base. So let's take a look. Yeah, man, it's rough. Bolt went from being 6 to 8. Went from being 6 to 8. Pyre Sacrifice went from being 6 to 8. Hellfire went from being 9 to 12. Flamewalker I think is the same. Bloodstain definitely went up. Curse of Weakness definitely went up. Spell per day definitely went up. Mean Beam went up. Life Drain went up. Eldritch is the same and Hydra's the same. I can tell you that from the TM point of view. From the Life Drain point of view, here, let me just take a look real quick. Yeah, this is higher. This is higher. That's higher. I think that's the same. This is more of a nerf to Life Drain than it is really TM. I mean, it's still a nerf to TM, but they really messed up Life Drain. Life Drain was unplayable already. It's even worse now. But as always, they forgot to mention Torture Mastery got a buff. Instead of 0.05, it's 0.1 scaling now. They doubled the scaling. Alright, so newsflash, I'm an idiot. Torture Mastery actually got changed in 2 ways. The scaling is 0.1, but the initial health restoration went from 2 to 1. So I asked the Warlock geniuses in the hashtag Warlock channel of Dark and Darker for their opinion on the change. We might be cooked. And as we keep going through the patch notes, Druid's Dreamwalk increased a little bit, that's okay. Francisca Axe now can stack up 2 times, prepare to get Franny spammed. Unique monsters, yeah, whatever. And the rest of this is just some stat changes on gear. I'm not going to go through each freaking one. The main takeaway is there's more MR on gear. There's more magic resistance on gear. So this was really, this patch, if you want my, generalization of the patch, it's a nerf to casters, especially Wizard and Warlock, except Cleric. How did Cleric not get freaking smited into the Shadow Realm, bro? That class is dumb OP. 4 lessers, he has 6.5 resets before he needs to campfire, bro. It's insane. So let's get to the tier list. Alright, first class we're putting up there, Wizard. Wizard is gonna be trash. Alright, it's gonna be bad. Probably unplayable in solos if I had to guess. It's gonna be Cheeks. Let's be honest. After those nerfs, it's gonna be Cheeks. It probably won't be horrific. I think it's still gonna be good. Skillful players will make it work, but it is pretty bad. Next, Cleric. I don't even want to talk about it. It just pisses me off thinking about it, to be quite frank. Cleric's gonna be staying up here. Remove this class if you will. Yeah. Druid. Frock you too, buddy. You're going up there too. As you can see, I'm completely unbiased, by the way. So Druid, I actually play some Druid, by the way. I was just trolling. I play some Druid. I don't main the class by any means. I play it like every now and then. I haven't played it in like a couple of days, but like it's a strong class, bro. The fact it got untouched and the fact that the Force Hood got put strength instead of Vig, that made it really strong. It already has the Straw Hat for strength, but now has two options. One's gonna be cheaper than the other, bro. It's gonna be even more affordable to play Druid, the hybrid Druid strength and Agi build. Next class we're putting up there is Ranger. Is gonna go in A tier. Ranger's strong. It got nerfed a little bit. It's still gonna be strong. Strength stacking is gonna be way easier on the class. Longbows are gonna hurt way more. Ranger trap's gonna get changed. You know, frickin' that's insane. But yeah, Barbarian. You know, we're gonna say Barbarian for last, bro. Bard, please nerf. How did this class not get frockin' nerfed, bro? Survival bow spam is insane. The instant swap between weapons is insane. The self buffs are insane. We've been over this in the last tier list video. It's insane. The team buffs are insane. All I'm saying is tone it down a little bit. Okay? The class could be way more balanced if they just tone down the buffs just a little bit, streak of weakness tone down a little bit. But yeah. Next class is Fighter. Rondel Fighter, you piss me off. I'm gonna be honest. Why is that even in the game? I know I'm pissing people off by saying this, bro. All the Rondel Fighters, you gotta understand, your build is OP. Especially now. You can stack MR way easier with the new gear. Wizards got nerfed. Your direct counter Warlock's got a pretty fat nerf here. You're gonna be chilling for a little bit with your Rondel Fighter build. Warlock, I think, okay. I haven't played it yet, so I can't be like, Warlock's gonna be thwash. It needs a buff. But I think in the last patch, Warlock would be S tier or please nerf. I think it's going to be B or A. I think it would be between B and A, leaning towards B now. Yes, this is the editor me. This class sucks. Put it in the F tier. Curse of Pain scaling. I forgot to even mention that. Curse of Pain scaling got cooked. There's nothing else to really say. Phantomize kind of got cooked a little bit. Phantomize isn't horrible still. I think Phantomize is still okay. Like, I could go on a whole rant about how, like, I play Warlocks, so whenever I fight Warlocks, I never really have an issue with killing them on, like, any class. Like, I can probably dunk on a Warlock on any class unless they're really good at the game. I kind of want to talk about this more. When you play a class and you main the class and you get good at the class, you understand the playstyle, and when other people play it that are worse than you can predict reasonably what they will do. Because, you know, there's only like a couple things you can do, like per class, that if you play the class, you'll know. Like for Barb, it's sitting at a corner and you doing a quick turnaround. That's just a random example. You get what I mean. And a lot of Warlock players don't. It's like this funny thing. It's like having like a blind spot in your card. They just don't understand. They don't see like the thing that's right behind them because they play the class and they just know they've gotten countered before and they know the class is beatable. But the people who've never played the class, they just think it's some unbeatable class. But it's like everyone kind of does that, but it's just like a thing that happens in this game, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's just in a weird spot now. I need to test it out more to really get a full opinion on it, but it's probably be Rogue. If there was a please buff column, that's where Rogue would be. This class is kind of cheeks. It's leaning towards the C tier, the Charlie tier, if you will. But yeah, I'm not really liking the class as of right now. I think the invis buffs are cool, but it's just promoting more landmine meta, which is kind of cringe. Yeah, man, this class is kind of cheeks. I think more damage is probably what's needed on the class without having to spend like a fortune on gear. Cutthroat got nerfed too. I mean, yeah, it's just rough. I think it's gonna go C tier. It's still a good class, but in the new meta, it's probably cheeks. Barbarian, I think it's either B or C. Barbarian kind of sucks. It doesn't really have like a role in the game. I think it's probably like in the same tier as Rogue, but a Barbarian, I feel like can dunk on a Rogue with Achilles right now and Rage. Yeah, it'd be here leaning towards B, I think, for sure. So yeah, this is the tier list. The penis wasn't intentional. But yeah, I think that's about it. As always, if you like the video, frickin' subscribe, frickin' smash that sub button, smash the like button, smash the Discord button in the description. And then watch this video YouTube specifically recommended to you.